I'm bringing in my friend Johnny to collaborate on another project. Hey, howdy.
What's up, man?
The past projects Johnny and I have collaborated on are pure show car, you know, just these wild concept vehicles, and they came out awesome. One was called the Johnny 5, it's just a mutant front engine VW pickup, and another one called the Space Junkie. We're always trying to raise the bar, so it's set fairly high on the last collaboration.
Under that tarp could be this wild creation that's already been done. It's already this amazing killer custom car that we're gonna now take apart and recreate, or it could just be a pile of 2 or 3 parts, and I'm just ready to see what's under the tarp.
My whole thing is get the artist in the house, no preconceptions. I like to bring the shock and awe factor.
Okay. Yikes.
It's a little funky, right? This is like a 1970s. It's called a Kellison Sandpiper. So it's a pickup truck dune buggy. It looks like this, but what it is isn't what it appears. We just have to one-up everything we've done so far. Johnny and I have been down this road before. You know, last time we started, it was like, whoa, this is incredible. You know, this time it's maybe not that much. As it sits now, it's not the eye-popping show car you read about, but I can envision it. This has got potential.
There's something here.
I tend to forget I need to get people warmed up to my ideas. You know, this roof comes off. That's why I called you here. Like, anything goes. You know, my other car, we cut it apart. I'm not married to any of this. Don't think about specifics of a bubble top or a dune buggy or whatever.
So you're not necessarily married to the classic dune buggy thing?
Okay. No, that's the thing. Full custom show car. My whole goal with this is like a nice, finished, high quality vehicle. I was telling Johnny, dune buggy isn't the key word here, it's show car. That's the end result. I did all the mechanical stuff, so it's basically a driving car as is if I put the engine in, and I stalled on it because I want to make something crazy.
Okay.
Something like no one's ever seen. It's not a dune buggy.
Still keeping it rear engine, I'm assuming?
It's going to be rear engine for sure. Anything goes back there.
And as far as...
The wheelbase is set.
So in my head, you know, I'm thinking to myself, man, there's not much here. What could I even bring to this? You know, that kind of thing. So I'm really gonna have to push the limits of my abilities.
My whole logic here is I'm trying to bring out the best in Johnny, you know, all of his creativity. If I showed him something, again, that was like a finished vehicle, we'd be running over old territory. Start with something completely, you know, straight in your face, nothing but potential, and just let him run with it.
One of the things that Ian made pretty clear about this particular build is we're gonna keep it fiberglass. It's a nod back to the godfather of customization, Ed Roth.
Focus.
There's the car as is. Yeah. And I tried to like do, you know, here's the original type fender, and then if it was exact.
First drawing looks pretty much just like a dune buggy, and you know, hey, everybody's got one. I'm looking to push it way further. From here forward, look, that's the thing. The car is arching, right? It's like a thing ready to pounce, which is awesome.
The first drawing was really some simple things that we could do to change the look of the vehicle with still kind of a nod to how it already is. And then the second was a little more dramatic and trying to incorporate some crazy ideas. And then the third one.
Oh yeah, let's see.
What about a van thing?
That takes this, and it's like, it's still utility, but it's a panel truck.
Right.
And I get my roof.
And your porthole.
And the porthole.
Like, these are really rough. They're not like fine-tuned drawings. These are real rough. I guess the coolest part is that he's always like, nah, that represents what I see. I see that. He doesn't need this elaborate rendering. He goes, I like that, I like that, I like that, and already, like, it's already built in his head.
I love your idea of arching the fenders up so we can get the car lower. I think that's what we should start with, for sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, the board meeting's over here.
Yeah, over here.
Come on, check this out.
What do you think?
Driver's in the front, hands on the wheel, dog is in the back, tongue in the breeze. I think we got the green light on this project. All that's left to do is start building. I want to cut these open and then create your front fenders. I want to start there.
Were they really archy?
With that archy top, right? The thing that you did on your drawing is the hot ticket. Being that this front suspension is adjustable and I want it as low as possible, we need to get these fenders out of the way. What's happening is the fenders are coming down and hitting the tire at the ride height I want. It ain't gonna roll.
I came in pretty nervous excited but nervous and not sure where we're gonna go. And now we're on to the next page. Now how do we take this and turn it into that drawing?
Aha! All right, now you do the same thing, but better. It's time to put Johnny to work. No free rides in this shop.
Boom. So you're taking that and you're gonna go out around that as well.
You can even see right here where it's rubbing, right?
All right.
You'll see. I got room to steer. One thumb. I want to make the most of my time here with Johnny, and you know, the envisioning, the mock-up process is critical. When you're mocking stuff up three-dimensionally, it's quite a different thing. Form your fender shape that you desire out of that. Johnny's kind of out of his element here, you know, he puts the pen on the paper, so I give him a couple envisioning tools, you know, a piece of TIG welding rod, and here, pull it, make some shapes, do as thou wilt, and we'll see how to make it better. It's three-dimensional envisioning. I love that. Is that?
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's all I would think is
Roll it back.
maybe just that.
So even more aggressive, a little more aggressive. Yeah.
Once Johnny has a line drawn, we're gonna take a board, we're gonna trace it, duplicate it, that way both sides are the same. So what I'm creating is a contour of the top surface of the fender. After it's all hardened, we flip the body over and pull all of this material, the foam, etc., out from underneath. And we're using some great stuff. Shake these. Shake them.
All right. We're laying down the spray foam stuff. Ian's going at it like a precision surgeon, real nice and neat and clean. And mine's this big blob of mess.
Stay in the center. You're too high. Stay in the center. Yeah, exactly. Thing is, when you're in the house of the master, there can only be one master. You are top chef. Look at that layout, man. This panel truck idea has got me kind of thinking about stuff. I'm gonna talk to Johnny and take him on a little field trip. So this stuff's happening. You know, I got an idea for the back. You know, all we need is shapes. So let's take a ride. There's this one in particular that relates perfectly to our project. So this is a Falcon sedan delivery. Same vibe with the roof line as what we're doing with our project.
So I walk up on this thing. Oh man, it's sitting real nice and real low. But there was something definitely different about what it is or what it was. There's just something different about it.
Yeah, no, this car is full custom.
Yeah.
I took it to him with a donor car and told him put the front end on, back end, we're all good, clip that all on. Well, when I was absent, Ian cut this car right down in half, right down the middle.
We simply split the car in half lengthwise, widened it 8 inches, and put it on an entirely modern chassis.
Even from the early days of Ian building vehicles, it was never about sticking to the rules. Yeah, I'll do whatever it takes. Split a car down the center. Yeah, that's what I gotta do to get it to fit.
As you can see with that camper shell over there, it's the same vibe, you know? Basically, this style vehicle with the wild fiberglass fenders and everything else we got going on. I just can't wait to get back to the shop and show Johnny how this camper shell will transform into a panel wagon.
I don't know, man.
I mean, look at the roof from here. That's kind of your drawing, dude. So I mean, it's wide, but we'll do it exactly like the Ranchero. Cut it right down the center.
It's a little, it looks like it's gonna be a lot of work to cut that thing down though, right? I mean, that's a lot of pieces.
So it's simple math, right? So we come in here real fast, right? I see your visor here. We're gonna cut this off, that's gone. This bottom part's gone. This is canted forward, it's sliced through the middle, it's narrowed. Simple, right?
Yeah, that seems really easy to do.
We know right away this thing is way too big, so time for emergency surgery. I'm gonna whack this thing into shape and mock it up on the car.
And again, in Ian fashion, no hesitation, no pre-planning. He just grabs a saw, he didn't run a tape line, he just starts cutting.
Check this out.
And then suddenly, like the lines of the front of where he cut it and the back end start making sense. This might work.
King of the road. I think this is the move, man.
Yeah, I'm totally seeing it now.
Yeah, hands on the wheel.
The raked windshield, this cut back like that, that filled in. Plenty of room for the porthole.
I think it's gonna work.
I'm seeing it now.
The mock-up process is starting to take shape. You know, it's looking better every second. We're building the underside of the car, so it looks super sloppy, but that's okay because we're gonna refine it. The whole idea is once we have some type of structure, we can start refining it, and then playing on how it interacts with the rest of the body lines.
I've watched Ian do metalwork on stuff, and usually the results for the eye are really quick. This, it doesn't really look good.
Those are gonna set up, let them sit till tomorrow. Let's get busy on this. The whole thing about restyling a car, chop top, right? You're trying to make some kind of a statement of a flow of the vehicle. So this ain't no tail dragger, it's just some kind of funky nose down 70s freak machine. The roof's gotta follow suit.
So Ian's like Dr. Frankenstein, and there's the monster, and I'm just Igor, just trying to not get in the doctor's way and be the best help I can be. Yes, master, whatever you want, master.
How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
The whole thing with this is just chop, cut, envision. This is a really easy panel to set in place. It's the angle that counts. Chop top, camper top.
Super working.
Dude, this is it.
Who is that mystery man?
I show up to a car show and I'm like, hey, thanks, glad you like the paint job. Yeah, I'll be with you in 1 second. My friend and I built it. I mean, you've never heard anybody say, man, that car was so cool. Did you see how he entered and exited with such grace? I feel like this chop top look, we're on the right path. This is what the car needed. We gotta cut the back of that car off right now. I can't look at it. I can't stand to witness it one more second. It's gotta go.
We'll totally see the look that way.
Exactly, right. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's just figure out this opening, because this looks funny. Yeah, you can see how wide this is, we know we're gonna have an opening to get in here.
Right.
Probably cut this up a bit. It's the old school guillotine technique, right? So this is your wall surface, and that's the line. Stick your neck out, and wherever that blade came down got chopped off. Exactly that, the guillotine technique. Strength. Aha. We have our pre-seasoned fiberglass panel. I was using this wooden panel as my mixing board for the fiberglass, and thusly it has become pre-treated with fiberglass resin. At this point, we're into the fabrication aspect of things, and that's where I excel. So I'm trying to keep Johnny in the game, We get this thing colored all one tone, and I want him to draw the opening. I kind of know what I'm looking for, but I want to see where his head's at.
And now it's really starting to look like the drawing a lot. Frankenstein's monster is now starting to look like it's coming alive. Straight through there, and then back to the turn.
Like that. See? That wasn't so hard. That's how cavemen did it. That's it. We were doing the same body line, right?
Oh man, come on.
You nailed it.
Come on. Dude, that is cool.
That's it, man. Look at that. That's totally cool.
Right?
We're just in the concept phase.
Right.
I'll do all the freaking dirty work. That's what I needed. A good line to go off of. That is crazy cool, dude. Porthole and a sunroof. He's got some crazy moonroof, sunroof thing. This feature that shows an elongated window through the top of the roof. Oh man, that's so close. I wish we had this before we cut the top. We cut it a half inch too much.
It's in there kind of wonky.
Yeah, it'll work for sure. We're gonna cut a hole in the car anyway, but it's worth doing whatever it takes.
So do you gotta fill it in first, then put it in, or
No, we're cutting it right now.
that's not gonna screw with the body line? We already.
Nope. Whatever it takes to make this happen, that's what we're gonna do. When you have a good idea, you gotta act on it right away. You gotta feed on that energy and feel out if the concept's gonna work.
Ian being Ian, he just pulls a Sharpie out and lays a couple lines down and starts to hacking.
This element will really help to define the rest of the roof line. Totally cool.
Right?
And I'll have to build that, but that's fine.
Yeah, but that totally works,
Yeah.
man.
The porthole is a simple procedure, just trace out your circle, cut it, and it screws right in. Pressure fit. Oh, look at the dimension once it's on the car. It's like a little moon. The one thing that'll set it off, like your drawing, is to
Right.
modify that fender,
Yeah.
and we're off to the races.
It's gotta be done now.
Yeah, for sure. At this point, we're just trying to get all the lines in place, you know, get something proportional. And one big sore spot is these rear fenders. Something's got to change. All of your drawings, every one of them, you know, they're showing this like up, down. It's a roller coaster, right?
Right.
Roller coasters ain't horizontal.
Right.
Not only do the fenders swoop up, they need to get widened and reshaped a bit. You know, it's all about the look. Because your drawing is showing this surface here.
Right.
So let's just cut, because we love this thing.
I
right?
do love that thing.
Let's just cut right through the flat and take this off. Aha! I was thinking something like that.
Oh. Wow.
That's just me. Now for the down drop, we can make it out of this and just wrap this in. We're not doing any welding on this project, man.
We're not mastering of any metals. This has been arts and crafts project the whole time.
The main positive aspect of working with fiberglass is you get the mock-up really raw, and then you're able to solidify it with this really flexible material. So you can see the mock-up comes fast.
Yeah, man, the silhouette is totally there.
I think the biggest part of my future car building revolves around collaborating with an artist. Johnny's a great collaborator simply because we have the same aesthetic. You know, we have this love, this passion for those really far out show cars. There's a ton more work to do, so by the time you get back, you know, you'll see there will be a whole other adventure happening.
Right.
And, we'll be on to the next. All right, after my collaboration with Johnny Jalopy, I took all of our inspiration, foam and tape, and fiberglassed it. I trapped it. After that, I went right on to this driver's side and refined it right through to finished primer. Did a couple cool elements of my own in the rear fender, and by finishing off the bodywork, I solved a lot of the questions I was having, but I also have a whole new can of worms with issues to refine. One of the main challenges, you know, back to front, it goes from this very flat, faceted shape and turns into these curved sort of fenders. It's flat, ridge, flat, ridge, flat, ridge, flat, 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 round. This is an ongoing issue. You know, I'll continue to refine this as the build progresses. There's about 50 hours into this bodywork as is. One problem I'm having that I didn't even consider was this free-floating roof thing. And I had to put in these temporary braces to keep it aligned. Those gotta go, but before I get rid of them, I gotta come up with some kind of structure to keep this roof from flexing anymore. My first idea was I would just support the roof somehow to the body in the front, but I will not compromise that floating roof boat windshield thing. Is too cool. One of his drawings showed this kind of cool center console that wrapped up towards this moonroof here. So I'm thinking that look, you know, could very well come into being as some type of a structural element. Of course, this element will be refined, you know, whether it's painted, upholstered, who knows, but you're going to see it, so it's got to be super strong and look super cool. It's like a race car, you know? You get up, you're in the stadium, before you do your jump across the Snake River Canyon, you wave to the crowd, and then you're in. You know, ideally, just coming in naturally, I grabbed right here through the hole in the roof, so maybe that's the answer. It has some kind of a grab handle. See, you gotta squirm this way, and naturally you're wanting to grab something. Wave to the crowd, and then you're out. Like everything else I make, you know, I start with the envisioning procedure. I want it to support the roof, and I also want to create some kind of a grab handle that can support a person getting in. So, that's my loose mock-up. As you can see, the contours are following the look of the side profile. It's pretty cool, huh? Speechless. Make this out of 1.5-inch round tube and I'll bend it to spec. Good call? Is it a deal? He still doesn't seem convinced. Shortest description of what I'm using is the 2-inch round heavy wall tube and then like 1 3/4 heavy wall tube. It'd be easier for me to just bend these in separate pieces. That way, for length, I can just adjust it and weld it. It doesn't need to be certified. It's not a racing roll cage. He knows a racing roll cage should be TIG welded, stress relieved, all that other stuff. It's not a race car, man. Not named the shop inspector for nothing. It's like a Rolodex of specs that you have to adhere to. A stickler for detail. The issue I was having with this roof was it was going like this, left to right. So I think that this thing coming forward is gonna have a T-bar on it with 2 adjustable perches. Now that I see it in the car, this is the look I'm after. I need to set up a little extra support for some strength, and this thing will be installed. So you're gonna want the handle right there. The end game for the visual appearance of this is yet undetermined. Maybe it'll be like a center console that this element sprouts from. All I know is what I've accomplished has secured and centered that roof panel. So that's the story. I'm sticking to it. We've got this crazy looking contraption that is both a roof reinforcement and a grab handle. Made a lot of progress. We are over the hill into the finished bodywork stage. Inside and out, I flipped the car upside down, body filled and Duraglassed and fiberglassed and undercoated and all that other fun stuff. So, you know, the repair I was doing on this rail, when you're getting in and out of the car, you're gonna be on this, so I made it thick. It's all spray foamed up inside and it's really strong. I'm really excited and relieved and pleased with all the collaboration thus far leading up to this. First things first, you know, every car needs a bumper, so I'm gonna get to work on that. The whole concept on this front bumper is stealth. I just want a neat little lip, you know, something bumps up against it, it'll hit metal instead of the paint. This tube bumper's super simple, but its placement is critical. You know, it's gotta support the look of that nose coming down. You know, the width should be appropriate, and then just 2 bars to triangulate that should it run into something. That looks right to me. Hey, check this out. This looks so good. This would look great in the middle of the dashboard, don't you think? He's not having it. It's just gonna go right to the front beam and weld on, just like a buggy bumper should. So, that's the deal. 1 dune buggy bumperette. Very, very strong. That bumper's looking good. Now that we got that in place, it's time for the next and final step of the front view. I got these cool vintage KC units. They're off-road lights, but I'm gonna make them into headlights, you know, high-low beam. They go with that kind of groovy 70s thing, you know, you see them on choppers, you see them on trucks, you see them on dune buggies. They're all right. Now that I got the bumper on, I gotta get the headlights in place. You know, their positioning is critical to the overall look of the front end of the car. This car's got too mean of a nose to have those, you know, up in the air headlamps. So they're gonna be down in here somewhere. You know, the placement of these is pretty critical. Oh, a special delivery. He's arrived. I got a special delivery, and apparently it's arrived. We've got a little arrangement in progress. Oh my God, that's the coolest car I've ever seen. Holy Krakatoa. I knew that my friend Tom was on the way. I just really didn't expect him to show up with the rig he was driving.
How's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. How's it going? Good. You said you were throwing it in your truck and coming by. What the heck is this?
It's a 77 Super Bugger.
You ain't kidding. Where do you even get one of these?
Back in 77, you could buy them right off the showroom floor at Super Campers.
Oh, man. It's too bad I was only 7 years old. This is unlike anything I've ever seen. This is possibly the coolest thing I've ever seen. What, how's the rear view? I mean, it's awesome.
I think I've gone through maybe 70 cars in the last 5 years, and out of everything I've owned, no matter how crazy it is, this Super Bugger gets more attention and looks than anything I've ever owned. It's just ridiculous.
I've just been outclassed. I might as well just quit. Everything I've ever done with VWs, it doesn't even compare to this. So how many of these things did they make?
I heard they made about 200, but we've only been able to find a handful of them.
I've seen the vintage trailers with this look, but
yeah,
this is incredible. Just get in the camper.
Stove, your sink, your fridge, your water.
Oh, and an engine. So this looks expensive.
A little bit.
I put the word out that I was looking for engine options, you know, kind of anything goes, and he said, let me come down and show you what I'm thinking.
That's a 2332.
That's
full
big.
flow, deep sump, balanced, Dick Landy blower, and then it's got the dual 44 side drafts on top. Yeah, and that's putting out over 200 horse.
So this Volkswagen has 2 engines. I thought we were pulling it out of the back, but we're pulling it out of the middle.
Anybody could pull up with just a motor in the back of their truck, but I figure we could fit the motor in this somehow, pull out the table, move the seats out, get it in there, get it down here, and just surprise them with it. I figure you'd appreciate seeing all this and
Yeah.
get a kick out of it. Cool, let's go check out the buggy.
Yeah, come on in.
Oh wow, dude, how cool is that? When I first saw the buggy, it totally exceeded anything I was picturing or imagining. It's actually way cooler than I thought it would ever look. If you see something you want, you know instantly, and that was instantly.
And I'm excited to see that engine here. You know, they pop right in.
I say let's mock it up.
Bring that bugger in here.
Yeah, let's get that in.
I am really digging this super bugger. I don't know where his head's at. If he's willing to do some trading, we could probably come to terms. This thing is totally cool. Man, what does the guy got to do to get this off your hands?
Oh man.
You look burdened by this, so I'm trying to help you out.
I think I'm gonna need a dune buggy probably.
Yeah, that could be arranged. I gotta let the inspector check this out.
Oh, right on. Looks like I picked up a passenger.
He's got to do the thorough inspection, man. He's got to put his nose on all of it. First things first, we got to get this engine out of the rig and into the dune buggy.
Wanted to make sure that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I know. Wow. It's a little heavier with all this extra horsepower bolted to it.
Aha! There we go.
Look at that. Ta-da! This is like the king of mutants in the VW world. This is heavily modified, like it's full race. Every aspect of the engine has been modified for performance.
Let her down.
That is it.